Hi guys, in this video from inplaytrading.com we're going to show you a couple of strategies that myself and others have used to make money. This is the Market Matcher tool from tradingfootball.eu. We're going to find games that haven't kicked off yet, where the home team is 1.9 to 2.3, over 2.5 is priced at 1.9 to 2.3, the 0-1 is no lower than 11s. The minimum total matched is £1,000 on the CS market on Betfair, and this is the list of games that have come up for the next 24 hours. So going through them individually is the next thing I always do. Looking at the Brescia game here, it's a bit of a damp squid. Overs are very low, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for games where over 2.5 is at least 50 for the home side. The higher the better, 55-60% the better. I also look at head-to-heads and also recent games. So let's move on to the other one, the next one. Wolfsburg doesn't look very good. Let's have a look at Bournemouth and Watford. You can see the last four at home, last four away. I'm looking for no more than 1-0 in the last 8. So that one is a goer, that one's on our list. Let's have a look at Norwich and Wolves. Again, you can see over 2.5 is pretty good for the home side. So I'm looking more for the home side than the away side because we want goals for the home team. That's just a little trade I got on earlier. Just in the background, trading that this morning, late morning, which is looking good. But back to the strategy. So we go through each of these games individually to see what comes up, and this is exactly what I do. I back the home side, I back the over 2.5 to give me around £50 profit, minimum £50 profit on each. I then lay under 4.5. You could also back over 4.5. My maximum red here is £5. And then what I do is I stake a maximum of £26 on the CS. So we put £3 on the 2-2. We put £3 on the 1-2. We have £10 on the 1-1. We have £5 on the 0-0. And this is the clever little bit about the trade. What we're doing is we're putting £50 on the 0-1 to the underdog, and we're submitting that now before kickoff. Okay, we have a little bit of time before kickoff. What we're trying to actually do is trying to get matched before kickoff. If we don't, what we do is we let it go in play and submit one tick lower on the 0-1 for £45, and we keep that in play. Now the benefits of this are that basically if I'm not matched before kickoff, this will be matched before 10 minutes of the game are played. Now if you can see the cover that I've got here, that I'm in a pretty strong position. 0-2 to the away dog doesn't really happen that much, and if it comes to it, of course I can cover that. So you can see my red. You can see my red on the under 4.5, and then I just let it run. So you know I'm in a pretty strong position because I've nicked a tick on the 0-1 before kickoff. So we're doing the same here on Bournemouth Watford. I'm looking to have a green of £50 on the over 2.5 and the home side Bournemouth. I'm expecting goals from the home side. And again, this is all done before kickoff. It can be done an hour before kickoff. It can be done half an hour before kickoff. We've got loads of cover. See, I'm looking for the gap at the 0-1 at 15.5. There's no money there at the moment. I'm submitting that, and I just wait in the queue. Now, what happens if there's an early goal to the away side? Well, that is not the end of the world because A, you have the over 2.5 cover. you have the over 4.5 cover, but the 0-1 price won't actually drift out if there is a goal to the away side in the first 10 minutes. So you're in a pretty strong position from the off. If the home side score in the first 10 minutes, then obviously you potentially lost that £50, but you've got a big green on A, over 2.5, B, the home side, and C, over 4.5. So again, you're in a pretty strong position. The other thing is that league after league, there are the least amount of goals scored in the first 10 minutes of a game, season after season. So sides are sort of starting out, they're getting warmed up, they're not generally, they're getting used to the flow of the game, and we don't generally see that many goals in the first 10 minutes. And if there are, it is not the end of the world. So just doing the same here, we just lay it off, one tick lower, we're submitting to keep that in, so it keeps it in play. And here we go. We're just about to kick off, see how we do. This is it's a good strategy. I've done really well from this strategy. I look for games where obviously there's a bit of liquidity in the CS. I look for games with at least £1,000, but really I trade more the sort of the top leagues. So there we go, 6 minutes in, I've been matched on the 0-1. Norwich Wolves, 8 minutes gone, I've been matched on the 0-1. So again, we got 0-0 cover, we got 0-1 cover, we got 1-1 cover. Rolling it on a little bit, Norwich has scored, 15 minutes gone. So straight away we're in a great position. It's so early in the game, we can let this run, we could reduce the red on Wolves in the draw by doing this. I'm laying off for £25. So you see on the scanner, I've set these games up. Bournemouth, Watford. So the away side have scored there. Going to come back to that. Schalke in Gostad. It's 0-0 at half time. Obviously 0-2 is our danger score to the away side. So I'm going to cover 0-2. And just rolling it on as we sort of shorten the video a little bit, otherwise it would just sort of go on and on. Norwich is obviously looking good at half time. Bournemouth is 1-1. Bournemouth have just scored, so you can see our green on the 1-1, but obviously we'd be a loss on the other two markets. This is the other strategy I use. You can see lay the draw with a minimum shots on target of 7 for scores that are 0-0, and it's Palace Everton, 58 minutes gone. You can see there's loads of activity. The boxes are highlighted in blue. It was red earlier, so there's lots of action. And what I do with this, when I get games like this, I stagger lay 3 times. I lay at twos for £25 or £50 for demonstration purposes. I'll keep it low and £25. Back to Schalke, which is not looking particularly good. 0-0's, obviously it's not a full loss because we have actually got some cover on the 0-0. But this will be a losing trade. Schalke actually scored in the 91st minute. So you can see we've sort of scratched out there. But we've lost £29 there and £5 there. So that was a £34 loss. You are looking for goals, preferably to the home side. And let's get back to, what are we going on to now? Bournemouth, Watford. So we've got money in the bin for over 2.5. We also have cover, you can see, on the 1-2. So we have a green on the 1-2. But obviously we've lost on the match odds if it remains like this. So obviously 2-2 is covered as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cover on 1-3. As you can see on the match odds, obviously that would be a loss as well. So we're looking at a small profit if the game ends 1-2. And a third of our games, our back four strategy is not looking too bad. So our second, back to the Palace Everton, 3 staggered lays. We lay at 2s for £25. We lay at 1.5 for £25, and we lay at 1.25 for £25. So the later the goals, the better, and only 0-0 would be a loss. So what we're doing is just basically reducing our potential red on the Norwich Wolves game if it goes on and finishes 1-1. Suspended, we can see 70th minute. We've got a nice green on Norwich. There we go. Our second lay on Palace Everton has gone in. So judging by, okay, Norwich have gone 2-1 ahead, so we've won on over 2.5. We've got a nice green on Norwich as well, with about 16 minutes to go. Suspended again. Doesn't look like anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take most of the green, leaving most of it on Norwich, but obviously taking out the potential red. Back to the Palace game, I'm submitting my third lay the draw for £25. Always the same stakes on each. 25, 25, 25. Suspended. It's a bit frantic on a Saturday afternoon in the IPT Green Room. Great place to be. Like-minded traders, inplaytrading.com. So this is looking good for another goal. This is where our over 4.5 comes into it. And Everton has scored 86th minute. So you can see we've got a nice green on Everton. I'm going to lay Everton in case Palace obviously score a late goal. And there we go. Nice little shame we didn't get our third one matched. We almost did. As you can see here, some of it was taken at 1.25, but obviously we were in the queue, we didn't get matched. So back to Bournemouth and Watford. See, we've got some profits there. You'll see on the spreadsheet. This is what I've done. I trade these. When I trade them, basically, I've made some nice profits on these. And really, only the low scores can cost you money. So Norwich 2-1. We'll be adding the market matcher to the IPT scanner free of charge, so you can find your own games for this particular profitable strategy, and you should do very well from it. No reason why not. Very easy to follow, very easy to employ. You can get emails straight to your box for the 3-lay strategy, and hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again for the next video.